Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Liam. Good to be here.
So, Liam, you survived the morning meeting, but now comes the hard part. Delivering results, giving feedback, and actually getting things done without burning out.
Right. And here's what people struggle with most. How do you say no to your boss without sounding negative? How do you push back on a bad idea without killing the vibe?
Exactly. And today, we're giving you the language to handle the trickiest parts of your workday. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to negotiate deadlines, manage expectations, give feedback professionally, and wrap up your day with confidence.
Now, if you happen to catch part 1 where we covered the morning, getting up to speed, touch base, bandwidth, all of that, this picks up beautifully from there. But if you didn't, no worries. This episode stands on its own.
We're focusing on the afternoon and end of day, moving the needle, giving feedback, problem solving, and finally, calling it a day.
So whether you're negotiating with clients, managing your team, or just trying to leave work at a reasonable hour, we've got the exact phrases you need.
Let's dive into the second half of your workday. Okay, Liam, the morning meetings are done. Now it's time to actually work. And in most companies, it's not enough to just be busy. You need to show impact.
Right. You need to move the needle.
Move the needle. That is a huge one in business. It means to make a measurable difference, to actually change something important.
We need a campaign that really moves the needle on sales. This partnership could move the needle for our brand awareness. It's not just about being busy, it's about having an impact that can be measured.
And when you're presenting your work, you might say, I think this initiative will really move the needle for us in Q4.
It's powerful because it shows you understand the big picture. You're not just completing tasks, you're contributing to goals that matter.
Another phrase we use for results is make headway.
Make headway. What's the context for that one?
It means to make progress, especially on something difficult. We're finally making headway on the technical issues. I know it's been slow, but we are making headway.
It's encouraging. It acknowledges that progress is happening, even if it's not finished yet.
Exactly. And sometimes you need to show quick results. In that case, you might talk about low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit. The easy wins. The tasks that don't require much effort but still deliver value.
Right. Let's focus on the low-hanging fruit first. We can tackle the harder problems next month. It's strategic. You're being smart about where to invest your energy.
But Sarah, what happens when someone has unrealistic expectations? Like your boss wants something done by tomorrow, but it's physically impossible.
That's when you need to manage expectations. And you do that by being honest about the timeline or the scope.
One phrase I use a lot is, just to set expectations.
Oh, that's a good one. Just to set expectations, this will take about 2 weeks, not 2 days. You're being upfront. You're not saying no, you're just being realistic.
And if someone is asking for too much, you can say, that's a bit of a stretch.
A stretch. Not impossible, but difficult. Finishing by Friday is a bit of a stretch, but I'll do my best.
It's diplomatic. You're not shutting them down completely, but you're letting them know it's challenging.
And sometimes you have to push back more firmly. You might say, I want to flag a concern.
Flag a concern. What does that do?
It signals that you see a problem before it becomes a crisis. I want to flag a concern about the timeline. We might not have enough resources. You're raising a red flag professionally.
That's really important. It shows you're thinking ahead and protecting the team from problems down the line.
And if you need to disagree with a plan without sounding negative, you can say, I see where you're coming from, but I have some reservations.
I have some reservations. It's softer than I disagree. It leaves room for discussion.
Exactly. You're opening a conversation, not shutting one down.
Now let's talk about feedback. This is where people really struggle, especially in a second language.
It's so true. Giving feedback is hard enough in your native language. In English, it can feel impossible.
But there are some phrases that make it easier. One of my favorites is, can I give you some feedback?
Just asking for permission
completely changes the dynamic. It's respectful. And then you can say, here's what I noticed.
Here's what I noticed. It's observational, not judgmental. You're not saying you did this wrong. You're saying I observed this thing.
And if you want to be even gentler, you can say, I have a thought on this.
I have a thought. That's so soft. It's almost like you're thinking out loud rather than criticizing.
And when you're receiving feedback, it's important to show you're listening. You can say, I appreciate the feedback, or that's a fair point.
That's a fair point. Even if you don't fully agree, that phrase shows you're open and professional.
And if you need time to think about the feedback, you can say, let me sit with that for a bit.
Sit with that. What does that mean?
It means to reflect on it, to let it digest. That's interesting feedback. Let me sit with that and come back to you tomorrow.
I love that. It buys you time without being defensive.
Okay, so you've given feedback, you've managed expectations, but now there's an actual problem that needs solving.
Right. And in those moments, you need language that shows you're solution-oriented, not just complaining.
One phrase that works really well is, let's brainstorm some solutions.
Brainstorm. It means to generate ideas together without judging them immediately. Let's brainstorm shows you're collaborative and creative.
And if you have an idea that might work, you can say, what if we tried...
What if we tried a different approach? What if we brought in another team member? It's exploratory. You're not forcing your idea, you're proposing it.
And when someone else has a good idea, you can build on it by saying, I like that. What if we also...
Yes, I like that validates their contribution. And what if we also adds to it? You're being a team player.
And if the problem is complex, you might need to say, let's take a step back.
Take a step back. When do you use that?
When everyone is too deep in the details and losing sight of the big picture. Let's take a step back and look at what we're actually trying to achieve here.
It's like hitting the reset button on the conversation. Super useful when things are getting heated or confused.
And sometimes you just need to say, let's sleep on it.
Sleep on it. Give yourself time to think before making a decision. This is a big call. Let's sleep on it and reconvene tomorrow.
It prevents rushed decisions and gives everyone space to think clearly.
All right, Sarah. The day is almost over. You've moved the needle, you've managed expectations, you've given feedback. Now you need to wrap things up.
And the most important phrase for that is, call it a day.
Call it a day. It just means to stop working. I'm exhausted. Let's call it a day.
Or you might tell your team, we've made good progress. Let's call it a day and pick this up fresh tomorrow.
It signals closure. It gives everyone permission to stop and rest.
And before you leave, you might send a quick update to your team. You could say, just wanted to give you a quick update on where we are.
Quick update. It's a mini status report. Quick update. We finished the first draft and sent it to legal for review.
And if you're handing something off to a colleague, you might say, I'll hand this off to you.
Hand off. Transfer responsibility. I'll finish my part today and hand it off to design tomorrow.
And finally, you might end your day by saying, I'll pick this up tomorrow.
Pick it up. Resume where you left off. I'm going to leave this here and pick it up first thing in the morning.
And just like that, your workday is complete. You've survived in English. Thank you so much for sticking with us through both parts of this series. We know it was a lot of vocabulary, but these phrases are truly game-changing.
So here's your challenge. Pick 3 phrases total, 1 from part 1 and 2 from part 2, and commit to listening for them this week at work.
Then, come back and tell us in the comments which ones you heard and which ones you tried using yourself. Did it feel natural? Did people respond well?
And if this helped you feel more confident about navigating work in English, please share it with a colleague or friend who might be struggling with the same thing.
Because once you crack the code, workplace English becomes so much less intimidating.
You're doing amazing. Keep showing up, keep learning, and remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep making headway. Let's call it a day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Right on schedule. All aboard. Off you go.